The IRS finally began processing tax returns Monday after a month-long delay. As filing season gets into full swing, question is, can taxpayers expect to feel any lingering effects of the shutdown? To answer this question and more, we have Jeanie Ahn. She's a senior reporter at Yahoo Finance. Good to see you.
Hi, Vlad.
All right, so let's start with the delays.
Right.
What do we expect?
We are expecting at least a week in your delays because even with everybody going back to work, just last week, 14,000 IRS workers called out, following suit with the TSA workers who are citing hardship with financial situations. They can't afford to get to work, so they're saying that we can't make it. And a lot of that is resulting in backlogs with the call center. Only 35% of the calls are being answered. We have a backlog with previous open cases from previous years where people are still waiting to hash out what they need to in order to pay what they owe from 2016, 2017, and before that. And then we're also dealing with just people figuring out all the tax code changes for this year, from IRS employees to accountants and filers like you and me. Everyone is bracing for the most chaotic tax season in 3 decades.
Wow. So how much time does the IRS think that they will need before they can run smoothly?
So we're seeing different reports from different, Washington Post saying they need a year to get back into
a year.
A year. But think about how much they already have been dealing with budget cuts for the past 7 years. They already have so many IT issues. Now they're dealing with a backlog of 5 million unopened mail, so many unanswered calls that they now have to return. IT workers are leaving left and right, and in some IRS locations across the country, entire offices, the majority of entire offices are no-shows.
Yeah.
So in those situations, we're seeing people right now, today I'm seeing pictures on Twitter of people filing outside, waiting in line of IRS locations. I called the IRS today. It took about 30 minutes to get somebody on the phone, and a lot of the options that you dial are no longer even in service.
All right, so on top of the shutdown, the IRS and the taxpayers obviously face the very first year of this sweeping tax code, this overhaul that went into law in 2017. What can taxpayers expect this year? Even though some of that money was withdrawn, or they felt a little bit of the repercussions of that during the year because they probably got a little bit more money.
The thing is, though, that a lot of people did not withhold or change their withholdings when the new W-4 form came out.
Okay.
So a lot of people who didn't do anything to their forms are now going to be surprised. There are a lot of question marks. People are going to say, oh, I'm expecting this back, but they might not. So we're seeing a lot of reports of potential shortages that they will see in their refund checks. So as you're filing, the best thing to do right now is to gather everything that you can, file as much as you can, let's say through an electronic software, and don't file by paper, because actually 8% of taxpayers still file by paper, and those refunds will not even be processed till mid-February. So this is the year to switch over to a tax software. Do what you can to fill out what you can. And if you think that your tax return is going to require a little bit more help, it's not a simple, straightforward situation for you, hire somebody and get them to make an appointment with you as soon as possible, because those also book up. And this year, with people not being able to reach the IRS, as well as, all those accountant bookings just piling up, it's going to be a really complicated year.
And if we find ourselves in the same situation 3 weeks from now, I can only imagine. Jeanie, always great to talk to you.
Thank you.
You.